The Food and Drug Administration announced its first public hearing on legalizing CBD in food and drinks, speaking of food and beverages, is going to be on May 31st. We had talked last week about CVS and then Walgreens starting to sell CBD lotions, sort of topical cannabis products in their stores. This will certainly be an interesting hearing to watch unfold. When you look at this in your role, not just as an analyst, but as co-advisor of one of our marijuana investing services, who stands to benefit from this?
Well, I think there's a lot of companies that both stand to benefit and lose from the potential outcomes of this hearing. And to be clear, I think I realize a lot of people who are interested in this space don't necessarily spend all their day researching, the industry like the analysts here do. So to clarify.
Right. The listeners have jobs.
Exactly.
They're going to school. They have jobs. They're like, no, that's why I listen to you people.
Exactly. So to clarify the difference between cannabis and CBD, THC, CBD is derived from the hemp part of cannabis, which was legalized in December. However, you'll see CVS, Walgreens, they're selling CBD products, but they're topical products. They don't have to go through the FDA to get approval. Anything that involves CBD that's being sold as a dietary supplement, that's what's affected by this upcoming hearing. And right now, virtually every company that's selling CBD is violating FDA orders by selling it as a dietary supplement. They haven't been very proactive in going after these companies unless they've been the companies that are making extremely egregious claims that, CBD will cure cancer or Alzheimer's. Those are the companies they're going after. But for basic companies that are just selling CBD oil and saying it's a dietary supplement, order online, the FDA is acknowledging, hey, you're outside the bounds. We're not going to, go up against you, but we are going to put a hearing on and determine whether or not CBD, A, should be sold as a dietary supplement, and B, should be sold if it is sold in food and drinks. At the moment, you can't put CBD in any sort of edible or drinkable product. And it's interesting because CBD, it's acting in a space where it's both a drug, because there is a CBD-based drug that has been FDA approved for epilepsy, and also acting as a dietary supplement. And those two things are naturally kind of against each other, because you're not going to be able to go and buy controlled substances, just off the shelves of your local grocery store. And the FDA has a big job ahead of them determining how they're going to handle CBD if it's both a drug but also being used as a dietary supplement.
Depending on the outcome of this hearing, do you expect to see another wave of investment in the same way that last year we saw large companies, whether it was Altria, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, either making direct investments or at least reportedly looking into investments? Should we expect some other wave coming depending on the outcome of this?
Yes, for sure. And I'm a big fan of making unsubstantiated claims. But I really do believe that the FDA is going to give approval for CBD to be used once it's proven safe and effective in things like food and drinks. And I fully expect once the FDA has given that kind of final stamp of approval, we're going to see huge wave of investment into CBD, which is why I said I think companies stand to both benefit from it and lose from it. Because if you're one of the companies that's making these egregious claims, they're going to crack down on you. But if you're one of the companies that's selling a product maybe a little bit under the table, admittedly at this time, once you get that approval, it opens up so many doors.